Hi everyone, welcome back to the series. We're now at chapter 4, designing a pivot table. Alright, from where we last left off, we learned how to build pivot tables. We learned what kind of analysis you can do with pivot tables. But in this chapter, we'll be focusing a lot more in terms of the design aspect of pivot tables. Alright, we saw that to build a professional looking dashboard, the design aspects of them are well taken care of. So that means in terms of mastering the color schemes and style report format to have your pivot tables in, it's crucial to understand the design elements of pivot tables. So in this chapter, I'm going to be covering all the different elements of it. Sit tight and listen through. So let's get started with Excel. Let me just open Excel. What you're looking at is the raw data that we've been working on. And we have a dashboard design that I've just built up here, which is in a plain white simple style. Okay, for the raw data, let's quickly create a pivot. Okay, we create a pivot and we want to do an analysis on the products across the different regions, and we want to put it in sales volumes. So we want to understand what is the breakdown of sales volumes in the respective regions across the different kind of products that we are selling. Alright, so let me just rename it products, and we call this okay, by default Excel is going to show you as sum of sales volumes, but we already know that obviously it's going to show as the sum, so let's just rename it to sales volumes. Alright, now let me just copy and paste it into the dashboard setup. We have it here, and we want to paste it into the dashboard analysis. Okay, so we know that for the first table there are 2 columns. So it probably fits nicely into the first table. It fits very snug and nice. Okay, depends on the overall color scheme. If you are doing a white scheme, maybe what we want to do is just wrap it in a nice border. Just click on borders like that, and it's now inside here. If you want to create a graph, just click insert and maybe just click a graph like that, and then you have a graph set up like that. Maybe we can also just choose one of the designs and then we just hide it, and then we put it here like that. So that is the whole idea of a rough sketched out version of graphical. We call this graphical analysis. In terms of the legends, we put it at the top like that. Okay, so let's focus more on the pivot tables. We see that we can actually build graphs or charts or tables inside the dashboard if the dashboard is, however, not white color. Alright, say it's a dark color. We want to select maybe a dark blue dashboard scheme, and then the wordings are all going to be in white. We want to change the border to white in color. Whoops, sorry. Let's put this just bottom, change it to white in color, and then your pivot table will all change as well. So let's just remove this. We select it and paste it in. And okay, assuming you like this color, you're fine with it. But if you're not, then you can actually select a whole arsenal of design tools that Excel already provides you. Once you click on the pivot table, click on the pivot table tools on top. We've got the analyze tab and we've got the design tab. And so click on the design tab. Under the pivot table styles, you see that there are all these different styles here. Click on this little arrow that falls down, and then you'll be able to see that there is this light schemes that Excel provides. There is this medium scheme that Excel provides, and there's also this dark scheme that Excel provides. So there are these 3 general schemes that are all presetted for you in Excel. It's up to you which color scheme you would want to adopt. Alright, so in this case, I would go for the dark blue. so that it fits snug within the color scheme where the fonts are in general, the headers are all in white, and the scheme is in dark blue. Okay, if you want to make some slight adjustments yourself, you can actually do it as well. For instance, you want to sort the numbers accordingly, so you have smartphones showing as the top because it's, in terms of sales volumes, it has the largest across all three areas. Maybe what you can do is right click on it, sort largest to smallest. Okay. Alright, in terms of graphs as well, it's kind of like the same as tables, whereby you click on design and then there's all these basic preset graphs designed for you. So it's up to you what kind you would want to select in order to build the style that you want to have in your dashboard. Alright, and you can actually customize the layout as well. Say for instance, you want to have a tabular layout. I'll show you using this table here. So let's say we remove it. This table, we can see, has 4 rows, right? 4 rows. So let's say we want to build something a little bit more complicated here. We want to, typically for 4 rows, we would use the tabular function. So tabular, we show it as tabular. Let me just bring it here. Okay, so let's just choose a kind of pivot data where it merges nicely across. Let's say we want to only compare UK with USA, and we want to see the difference in years here, and we just want to focus on accessories. Alright, there you go. So you've got 2015 total versus 2016 total across UK and USA, and you want to align it all like that. Alright, so you can actually just copy and paste it in like that. Okay, so there you go. You've got 2 pivot tables added into your dashboard already, and you can actually select a different kind of style. So this is basically the tabular format, where you see that in terms of styles, it's nicely broken down accordingly. And if you want to do your own customized style, what I reckon is the most useful method is to select the light theme, where it's completely white, completely clean, and then you can do your own customized design. Okay, let's say I want to put it as blue and black. Maybe instead of this blue, I would change it to orange or red. So maybe red can work as a nice contrast to it, like that. And then maybe I'll go for a lighter shade of red, maybe orange for instance, for the UK total, and then for the USA total as well, I'll just put it like that. And then for 2015 total, I'll maybe put it as light beige, like beige as well. 2016, like that, like that. So basically, there's these different ways how you can build in your pivots into your dashboards, and it all looks very slick. Okay, so in terms of the pivot table style options, you notice that there is this other panel which shows you the kind of columns or headers or banded rows. If you select banded rows, then it will all be banded. If you select untick row headers, then the row headers, Asia, UK, USA, will not be showing properly. See, so you can just mess around with it, toggle it the way you want it, and then it will change accordingly. Alright, so that's a wrap for this chapter. Hopefully it has been very useful for you. You've learned how you can do your own designing on your pivot table so that it complements the overall color scheme of the dashboard. I hope it has been very helpful for you. Okay, I'll see you in the next chapter.